He only needed one name, the Carver, like the wind, or the lightning, or the dawn. With his presence, a new age began. The kings of the South stood. They were the lords of the desert sea.
Greeting! What, you surely ask, is such a way removing the tarnish from my name and solving the Jotun problem. Grand to behold, but lousy with Jotun and spiders and gods know what else. Makes me think the Warsworn put their blasted keep here out of sheer bloody spite. Overlooked. Ignored. Once I've settled this Jotun problem, my Praetorian friends will be humming a different tune. I am, you see, ranked Decanus. That is above Auxiliary, where I serve my time, and beneath Centurion, which is where I belong. Their keep is hard to miss. It sits on Menethir like an Ecton on a pile of bones. The old Ragnar has died, and his successor is stirring the embers of war. But he's too clever to openly provoke the Warsworn, so he's attacking gnomes instead. That will not stand. I have a plan to settle this, but it requires someone of both delicacy and grit. Yes, I think you do. First, we must find some new and better enemies for the Jotun. Go into Tyrscotter Mine, southeast of here, and steal the clan totem from the kobolds that dwell there. Then return to me. To reclaim it, the kobolds will fight to the death, and as for the Jotun, well, one thing at a time. There's a good deal to be said about them. None of it nice. You hear tales now and then of Jotun guards and Jotun soldiers. I'll believe that when I see it. Brutes! Tyrscotter Mine is full of the little filchers. If you ask me, they're worse than the Jotun. Tyrscotter Mine cuts into the hills of southeastern Menethir. I don't know where in the mine the clan totem is kept, but it is there.
Dust, dents, and scars. That's the Polished armor means you haven't used it yet.
Now who's this? I've grown so used to the same few drifters coming in for supplies and the contract board. A fresh face is a welcome thing. I'm the curate of this keep. If you've a contract to turn in, bring it to me. The quartermaster to our keep, she stocks all we need to get by out here. We're proud to stand where we do, here among the wilds. First keep and last bastion, the Castellan likes to say. That's Oda. She's a good sort, though not a woman of words. Anything you need's found in the smithy. You've got Heki for most things and Gavroche for blacksmithing. I'll be honest, he's not much of a blacksmith, but he's all we've got at the moment. Poor little lad. It's right beside me. The work's open to any and all. When a contract's done, they come to me for their pay. Other keeps get their work here and there, high and low. As for us, ever since Odessa was built, we've had one solemn task. Watch the Jotun. Hold them back, hold them south and west of Gnomish lands. When there are open jobs, and there's good proof they've been done, then yes, I do. All right now.
My poor old master had but one dying wish, that his prize blade, the one on the wall, be mended. Some days I dream that I'll do it myself. Then I remember, I'm a poor untrained apprentice who can barely forge a soup spoon. Master Braskin took me in, being an orphan and found by the war sworn and all. He let me live here, began to train me in the craft. Well, don't expect anything remarkable or even decent. Show me what's broken, and I'll see what I can do, which isn't much. Master Braskin, yes. I'd endure every drunken lashing anew if it meant I could learn blacksmithing right and proper. Been good to me since the day they found me, tucked in among stolen sacks of grain. Why, that's Haldabeer's blade. It's famous, from the Fey Wars. My old master always said he'd fix it right again. Might have, if he'd lived. Now it just hangs on the wall, taunting me, reminding me of all I'm not. Repair the sword? Not likely. There's one man living who can, and he'd rather eat nettles and stare at the sky than raise hammer to anvil. You can find the Hermit Smith yourself, up in the Minotaur Heights. but don't expect much. A hero's sword. Like its owner, it fought and died in glory on the battlefield. Just as I'll die miserably behind this forge. Dinwell's his name. Word has it he grew bitter of all mortal kind at the start of the war. But I wouldn't know. I've never talked to him. Mind you, I said he could mend that blade. I never said he would. But if you think you can just alter fate, seek him in the Menetier Heights, due south and west of here.
We are fighters here, not toy soldiers. Shield, brother.
What have we here? Good day, Warsworn. Would a sagecrafter's services be of interest? A great city, if ever there was one. A monument to science and industry. I've been here enough to see he's not long for Ironfast. The Warsworn are too kind to say so, even to strangers, but I keep needs a proper blacksmith. Warsworn let me stop here in my wanderings in exchange for my service. Good folk, if a bit rough-hewn, and no place feels safer. A diserased, Basilica Nostra trained, and worldly wise, fully versed in the ways of gems and sockets. I've got my certificate here with my things. I might have stayed and taught, but my spirit's more the wandering sort. So much art and science to the fitting of a gem. Harmonies, geometries, fine acts of dexterity. May the gem of life shine bright.
Yes?
I'm quartermaster here. Tell me what you need and I'll see what I can do. The old blacksmith died 3 moons ago. Gavroche is... That boy's barely trained. What do you expect? It's a hard, dangerous place. Jotun above, spiders, thieves, and kobolds down below. They've always lived in the heights of Menetier, and we have always watched them, weapons at the ready, and held them back when we must. They're the newcomers to this land. They crawled up through the ground from who knows what deep caverns. That's me. I'll sell you what you need, and if you need a blacksmith, well, what we've got for one's over there. If there's fight in your veins and steel in your bones, you're war-sworn. If you die before you break an oath, you're war-sworn.
Dust, dents, and scars. That's the heights of Menetier are thick with jokes.
Can I help you?
We see few enough strangers in Ironfast. heights of Menethir are thick with jute.
First, he made the river in the arc of the great snake-tail. When that grew tedious, he turned his attention to the cliffs, the dunes, the depths. The carver made by the morning what takes the cycles centuries to shape. He bored holes in the red marches and chiseled the spine in the Ulcerun. Echoes rang through the canyons of Menethir. He gouged the hollow lands and then left it barren. Finally, the carver rested. He grew a mountain crowned with clouds by the river, and leaned against its side to sleep. Ages passed, and the sand settled into his work, and all the land was still.
Rattlesnake was a vain and ugly creature. He crawled in dark places and avoided the other desert animals. He was lonely but refused to act like it. One day, while sitting under a rock and wishing to be happy, he saw a desert runner sprinting past. "Wait," it called to the bird. "I have a favour to ask of you."
Never seen your face before. Can't say I like it. Listen up, Dogface. There are 2 rules in Bonetown. Number 1, Mayor Eswin's law is absolute. Number 2, if you don't like rule number 1, then you'd better get your ass out of town. Now go meet the mayor yourself. He likes to know what the kobolds kicking from the wastes, especially with the families running wild. Listen to that. You're fitting in pretty well already. I'll see you around Whitestone, Dogface. He's a dangerous man, and he'll stop at nothing to bring ruin to Whitestone. Luckily, the mayor knows how to deal with crooks like Scoria. Miners. And they used to make a good living, too, back when Modus Mining had its teeth in Apatia. When Modus pulled out, the money dried up. Now most of them are criminals. A nasty lot. The Zungars are the worst. The Darkvari and the Sinrig know Leonis dance as well. There's plenty of them. Just ask Kara, or walk a few paces out of Whitestone in any direction. Sometimes they even come into town. A few weeks ago, I caught a bandit trying to slip into the mayor's window. Fool. He's been locked up in a cage ever since. As an example. Simpestiliana was first sworn. They called her the Desert Runner, and you do well to learn her ways out here. He's not from around here. A city boy born and raised in Myria. Came to seek fortune, but landed in Apatia right when Motus Mining caught their losses. You'd think he'd wither in this desert, but it was his idea to bring in the mercenaries. With Mayor Eswin in Whitestone, we have a fighting chance. People call it Bonetown because of the pale rocks jutting up from the sand. And because of the death rate.
Look what the dust brought in. What are you looking at?
Good day. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here. Well, if you're fond of a good story, lend me your ear. I won't disappoint. I'll try to keep it short, even though I've got all the time in the world for embellishment. Sinriks, Darkvari, Zungars, and Scorias, all bastards, not half as bad as these guards. They can't catch all of us, and we can't kill all of them. I am no one of consequence, something the guards in Whitestone failed to realize. However, if you ask my father, he'd take my side. I'm a complete disappointment. Look, I'm in a cage in the middle of this town. What do you want me to say? I'm not really in a good position to talk about it right now. What did I do? Nothing. I just happened to bear the name Darkvari, a crime in Apatia in these trying times. The mayor's blade seized me at the gates of Edessa. Here's the trick of it. I was leaving home, slipping free of my familial bondage. I'm no thug. I am guilty of but one crime only. Stealing a girl's heart. Her name is Hrindi Zungar, and at this very moment she waits for me with no word of my whereabouts. Please, stranger, will you help me? I knew I liked you, from the moment I laid eyes on you through these enormous iron bars. Getting the key won't be easy. Bjorn, the head of their mercenaries, carries it on his person. I wouldn't want to be the one who has to rifle through his pockets. I care not for stale poison. I doubt the Zungars and Darkvari even know why they're angry. It's an old hatred, old as the red stone. Hrindi and I want none of it. I've promised to rescue Hrindi from her family's life of corruption. She deserves more than a shack along the snake tail. She deserves Sky Blossom, whispers. I've been in this cage for weeks, but Hrindi will wait. We swore an oath to each other. Bjorn's men are ridiculously loyal. Try to catch him alone, out of the friendly eye. If you don't, our little agreement will end up rather short-lived.
So damned hot.
Stand right there. Let me take a look at you. Filthy, weary, lonely, but special, that's for certain. We don't see folks like you in Whitestone very often. I'm Mayor Eswin Elfhelm, and I'm the closest thing to a friend you've got around here. What can we do for each other today? That's the future of Whitestone. Cooperation. An obstacle in the way of progress. The old man still believes that Apotyre could come back from its decline by force of will. Typical of a miner. Keeps digging away. There are 4 mining families. The Darkvari, the Sinriks, Zungars, and the Scorias. When the gnomes departed, so did the jobs. There was nothing for the miners left behind. Starvation, desperation, well, they change people. Most of the miners in Apotyre kept their sanity, even when they lost everything else. But the others, they turned to banditry. The usual: theft, kidnapping, murder. You'd best stick close to Whitestone. You're an easy target. The Sinrig boys think this is a game. They're laughing now, but we'll see how they like the taste of their own ruthlessness. They're the second oldest family in Apotyre, and they're headed for a prison or the graveyard. The Darkvari were hit hardest by Modus's relocation. The young men and women watched the elders and children waste away. Now they're all that's left. Sad story, isn't it? Doesn't excuse their lawlessness. It would take quite a bit to convince me the Zongars weren't criminals from the start. It's probably no surprise the worst miners of Apotyre make the best brigands. This little town was the heart of the boom, the engine that drove the rise of Edessa. But in business, every boom is followed by the eventual bust. The gnomes moved out. With the gnomes went the gold, and with the gold went the jobs. Whitestone has been a shell of itself since. But I seek to change all that. Liars, thieves, and scum. Let's hope they never take control of Apotyre. Terrenium. It's the only reason the gnomes ever graced it here with their presence. Normally they'd find the climate too dry. They like their beards curly. Modus Mining settled Whitestone, built all the mines and relocated the families. Once they'd taken what they came for, they vanished almost overnight. Disgraceful. My given name is Eswin Elfhelm, but people around here call me Mayor Eswin. They're simple people. That's why I like them. I grew up in the Almain city of Myria, west of here. I'd never worked a full day in my life. I'm certainly making up for it now. I sleep 1-2 hours a night. My home. A lifetime ago, it seems. The port was nice. The smell of fish near the harbor was offensive. You'd have a hard time finding anything that resembles Myria here in Detir. Once the Terrenium ran out, they moved on. Gnomes don't care for the welfare of other races. They're hoping we'll kill each other off, save them the trouble. Some call it war. I call it survival. The Modus mining interest left an empty throne when it abandoned Apotyre, and now everyone wants that power. The people here, the decent, honest, hard-working people of Apotyre, have been through enough. Starvation, humiliation. They needed a leader, one who cares. My goals are simple: to stop the warring in Whitestone, and to rescue it from the brink of extinction. And you can help me. What do you say? Partners? There's a man named Adith Scoria, patriarch of the most prominent mining family in Apotyre. Months ago, I bought his family mine. It wasn't cheap. Now Adith refuses to surrender the property. In fact, he's gone into hiding and won't meet with me. I need you to acquire what is legally mine. The deed to his claim. Modus Mining stored all the records in its old headquarters east of the village. But the building has long since been overrun. Get that deed, and we're in business. Probably in that relic of a building that was once Modus headquarters. now a haven for thugs and criminals, near the cemetery to the east.
Yeah?
What is it? I don't like folks standing around in the center of town. It looks suspicious. You like the what? Hold on a moment. Repeat what you just said so I can laugh appropriately. You like the cage key. Oh, that is truly humorous. This goes against everything I've told my men, but I need the gold. I won't say anything if you won't.
Careful out there. What are you looking at?
Well done. Now, you've done me this one favor. Let's finish what we've started. Before I can leave this cursed desert, I need several things. First, I need to fetch the item that will finance our new life in Odessa, our nest egg. It is an heirloom that has been in the Darkvari family for generations. Then I need you to find Hrindi and bring her to me at our old meeting place in Snaketail Canyon. Please, you must do this for me. For us. Thank you.
Desert Runner stopped. She had never heard Rattlesnake speak before. His voice was a slow, nasty hiss, and that greatly disturbed Desert Runner. Please, Desert Runner, my voice is harsh, and yours is so pretty. You are so fast and so much braver than me. Can you bring me a voice like yours? Desert Runner thought for a moment and then said, I will lend you some of my voice and put it in your tail. That is why the rattlesnake clicks.